So today, after knowing the ammonia and the oxides of nitrogen, let us discuss the another compound of nitrogen that is called as nitric acid. And the formula is HNO. So the nitrogen forms oxo acids such as the hyponitrous acid, nitrous acid and the nitric acid. So this oxides of the nitrogen, when it is react with the water, leads to the formation of the various acids such as hyponitrous acid, nitrous acid. Nitrous acid is unstable at a room temperature, it is stable only at 0 to 5 degrees Celsius, and the nitric acid. Now let us see how to prepare the nitric acid. So there are various methods for the preparation of nitric acid. One is, that is laboratory method by action of sodium nitrate with sulfuric acid. By action of sodium nitrate or potassium nitrate with sulfuric acid leads to the formation of a nitric acid. When the sodium nitrate or potassium nitrate is treated with sulfuric acid, is treated with concentrated sulfuric acid, leads to the formation of a nitric acid and sodium bisulfate. This is nitric acid and sodium bisulfate. Then the second method is, in large scale, we have to prepare the nitric acid from the nitric oxide, originally from the ammonia. So manufacture of HNO3 by Ostwald's process. This is very important for the point of exam, Ostwald's process. So let us see what is the Ostwald process for the manufacture of nitric acid. So your ammonia, the ammonia is get oxidized in the presence of rhodium platinum catalyst. In the presence of rhodium platinum catalyst at 500 Kelvin under 9 bar pressure, so leads to the formation of the nitric oxide and the water, and so leads to the formation of nitric oxide. When the ammonia is get oxidized, if it is heated in the presence of rhodium platinum catalyst at 500 Kelvin under 9 bar pressure, leads to the formation of the nitric oxide. This so formed nitric oxide get react with pure and dry oxygen, leads to the formation of nitrogen dioxide. The so formed nitrogen dioxide is get absorbed by the water, formation of a droplets of nitric acid along with the generation of the nitric oxide, leads to the formation of nitric acid along with the formation of the nitric oxide. This nitric oxide is recycled mixed with oxygen to form the reddish brown gas of nitrogen dioxide, then absorbed by water to form the nitric acid. So this is the way for the manufacture of the nitric acid. So remember dear student, so these are the 3 steps. When you write these steps you will get 3 marks. Usually this question or the manufacture of ammonia by Haber's process may be asked. So the simple thing is that the ammonia, the pure and dry ammonia is get oxidized by a pure and dry oxygen heated in the presence of platinum rhodium catalyst at 500 Kelvin under 9 bar pressure to form the nitric oxide. This nitric oxide is get react with oxygen to form the nitrogen dioxide. That nitrogen dioxide is absorbed by water to form the nitric acid, and then this is called as the dilute nitric acid. Very dilute nitric acid. This nitric acid is get concentrate on distillation. We get the 45% of the nitric acid called dilute nitric acid. This is very dilute nitric acid. 10 to 15% of the nitric acid. Then on further distillation we get 68% of the nitric acid. Then again on fractional distillation we get 98% of the nitric acid called as concentrated nitric acid. Therefore 10 to 15% of the nitric acid is called very dilute nitric acid, and 45% of the nitric acid is called dilute nitric acid. 68% of the nitric acid is called concentrated nitric acid, and 98% of the nitric acid is called the fuming nitric acid. So this is about the method of manufacture of the nitric acid by Ostwald process. Then to understand the structure and the properties of the nitric acid, first to know the structure of nitric acid. Structure of nitric acid. So this nitric acid is a monobasic acid. It containing the one proton. When you observe the bond length, so this is get delocalized. The shared pair of pi electron is get delocalized. I may write as when you observe the bond angle found to be 130 degree and the bond length is 121 picometer, and the bond length between the nitrogen and oxygen in single bond it is 140.6 picometer, and here the bond length is 96 picometer. Here the bond angle is 102 degree. See the various curves. The bond angle between the oxygen is 130 degree, and the bond angle between the hydrogen is 102 degree, and the bond length between the nitrogen and oxygen is resonance. So therefore delocalized, and the bond length is 121 picometer, whereas the bond length between the nitrogen and oxygen is 140.6 picometer, and the bond length, so this is the bond length between the nitrogen and oxygen, whereas in between hydrogen and oxygen found to be 96 picometer. So this is about the structure. To know the properties of the nitric acid. So this pure form of the nitric acid is a colorless liquid having the freezing point is 231.4 Kelvin and that of boiling point is 355.6 Kelvin. The specific gravity is 1.50 gram per cubic centimeter. In gaseous state, it is a planar structure. So I already represent the gaseous state of the nitric acid. And the aqueous solution of the nitric acid is donate the proton. Therefore, it is said to be a strong acid, strong monobasic acid. To observe the nitric acid, so treat with the water. Now water will accept the proton. Therefore, water acts as a the base, and this is act as a acid. So it donates the proton. Therefore, it is said to be a strong acid. Then this is the first one is acidic character. Due to the production of the proton, it is said to be acid, and the acid is one. It reacts with the base like sodium hydroxide, leads to the formation of salt and water, sodium nitrate and water. Similarly, the nitric acid is one which readily reacts with ammonium hydroxide to form the ammonium nitrate and water. By this property, it is a strong base, this is a weak base. So by this property, we readily say that the nitric acid shows the acidic character. The second one is oxidizing property. See that both dilute and concentrated nitric acid shows the oxidizing property because it is capable of donating the nascent oxygen. That nascent oxygen will oxidize the metallic oxides into the metal and also the various salts. So if you take the under the oxidizing property, that is the action with copper. If you take the copper, treat with the dilute nitric acid, this is dilute nitric acid, leads to the formation of copper nitrate, then water and liberation of nitric oxide. Liberation of nitric oxide. So therefore, the copper will get oxidized into their salts. Similarly, when the copper is treated with concentrated nitric acid, treat with concentrated nitric acid to form the copper nitrate, then water along with liberation of reddish brown nitrogen dioxide gas. Nitrogen dioxide gas. So therefore, both dilute and concentrated nitric acid will oxidize the copper into their salts. Similarly, action with zinc. When the zinc is treated with concentrated dilute nitric acid first. So treat with dilute nitric acid leads to the formation of the zinc nitrate, then water and liberation of nitrous oxide gas. So you see the comparison, the copper when treated with dilute nitric acid, liberation of nitric oxide gas, whereas the zinc is lead to dilute nitric acid, liberation of nitrous oxide. I already said nitrous oxide is said to be a laughing gas. If the zinc is treated with nitric acid, so water and liberation of nitrogen dioxide gas. And if you take some metals like chromium, aluminum do not dissolve in concentrated nitric acid, because why? They are not react with the concentrated, the aluminum and the chromium not affected, because they exist the oxide layer. That oxide layer will prevent the oxidation of the chromium and the aluminum. Then the action with non-metals. These are the action of the metals like copper and zinc. So you have to take these equations and balance the equations. There may be a question under 2 mark. What is the action of zinc with the dilute nitric acid or with the concentrated nitric acid? I tried the balanced equation. Or there may be 1 mark question that name the gas liberated when the dilute nitric acid react with the zinc metal. So there is a liberation of nitrous oxide. Usually the action of the copper with the dilute nitric acid and action of zinc with the dilute nitric acid. Because in case of concentrated nitric acid with zinc or copper, there must be a liberation of nitrogen dioxide. So same gas is liberated. Whereas in case of dilute nitric acid with zinc and copper, in case of copper liberation of nitric oxide, whereas in case of zinc liberation of nitrous oxide. Note down this point. Then action with non-metals. Action with the non-metals. So if you take the iodine, treat with the dilute nitric acid, leads to the formation of the hypoiodic acid, water and liberation of nitrogen dioxide gas. And the carbon is also oxidized with the nitric acid to form the water, nitrogen dioxide and liberation of carbon dioxide gas. So therefore carbon is also oxidized into carbon dioxide, and similarly iodine is oxidized into iodic acid. To get oxidized, see the oxidation state. Here it is 0, here it is +5. Therefore get oxidized. Here it is 0, here it is +4. Therefore it is oxidized. And if you take the sulfur is oxidized with nitric acid to form the sulfuric acid. Sulfur is get oxidized into sulfuric acid, water and the nitrogen dioxide gas. See that in all these cases there is a liberation of nitrogen dioxide gas. And the phosphorus is react with nitric acid to form the phosphoric acid, H3PO4, phosphoric acid, water and liberation of nitrogen dioxide gas. See that in all these cases, when you observe iodine, carbon, sulfur and phosphorus, there is a liberation of nitrogen dioxide gas. See that the nitric acid will oxidize the iodine, oxidize the carbon, oxidize the sulfur and the phosphorus. So this is about the oxidizing property. Then another important term is brown ring test. What is brown ring test? This brown ring test is used to identify the given salt containing the nitrate radical or not. So how to perform the brown ring test. So first we have to prepare the reagent. So how to prepare the reagent? Take the what? The sodium take the any nitrate salts. So take the given salt. Take the given salt. Add the ferrous ammonium sulfate, FeSO4, NH4 twice, SO4 and 6H2. Add the saturated solution of ferrous ammonium sulfate. Ferrous ammonium sulfate. Then you can add concentrated sulfuric acid along the side of the test tube by using a dropper. When you add the concentrated sulfuric acid along the side of the test tube, you will get the brown ring. If and only if there is a production of brown ring, when the given salt essentially containing the nitrate radical. If there is no appearance of the brown ring, shows that the given site do not or will not containing the nitrate radical. So therefore this test is called as the brown ring test. Now there is a formation of the complex compound, that is the pentahydrated, so nitroso-ferrate ferrous ion. So there is a formation of the pentahydrated nitroso-ferrous ion, complex ion, that is the brown ring. Repeats once again. Take the given salt solution, then add the 1 cc, then add the saturated solution of ferrous ammonium sulfate. Then slowly you can add, by using a dropper, you can slowly add the concentrated sulfuric acid along the side of the test tube. When it is contact with the mixture, slowly production of the brown ring. If there is a production of the brown ring, shows that the given salt must containing the nitrate radical. If the salt do not containing the nitrate radical, so there is no production of the what? Brown ring. So these are the chemical properties of what? The nitric acid. Then to understand the uses of the nitric acid. So this nitric acid is widely used in the manufacture of fertilizers. In the manufacture of fertilizers, explosives, and also in case of pyrotechnics. Then it is used in the preparation of nitroglycerin and trinitrotoluene, etc. So this nitric acid is widely used in so many the organic chemical reactions in nitrating reaction. So the mixture of the concentrated nitric acid and concentrated sulfuric acid is called as a nitrating mixture. It is used to convert the sum of the organic compound into the nitrate organic compound. And also in flickering of stainless steel, that is if there is any rusting it takes place, by the action of nitric acid, so remove the rusting of the iron, then etching of metals, and as an oxidizer in rocket fuels. It is so this that is chat. Nitric acid is used as an oxidizing agent in rocket fuel. So these are some of the uses of the nitric acid. So dear student, so in case of the nitrogen under the 15th group element, about the nitrogen, so the two terms are very important, that manufacture of nitric acid by Ostwald process and also the manufacture of ammonia by Haber's process, along with the preparation of dinitrogen and also the oxides of the nitrogen. So in the same unit tomorrow to discuss the another element under the 15th group, that is phosphorus. We have to see tomorrow. Thank you.